Heroes. You're tuned in to the Missoula Prep Sports Network live stream of local sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen.
This presentation of Missoula Sports is proudly powered by Fuel Fitness, the only gym from Montana for Montana.
Check it out.
MPSN is your leader in Missoula's prep sports.
Woo!
We now take you to the action on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Everybody hustles out there, okay, guys? Nobody quits.
Welcome to Missoula, Montana, everyone. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we get ready for the fourth day. I got behind there, folks. It's been a long couple of weeks as we have Wyoming and Washington playing in the 2018 American Legion Northwest AA tournament. And we have Wyoming as the designated away team, while Washington is the home team. We're going to go ahead and jump into our starting lineups for the two teams. Leading off for Wyoming, number 8, Braxton Ennis. He'll be hanging out in center field. Nico Vite, the second baseman, number 13, will bat second. Batting third will be number 3, Ryan Andrian. He'll hang out at shortstop. The catcher, number 7, Max Pedroza, will bat fourth. Batting fifth is number 5, R.J. Prince. He's the designated hitter today. Number 50, Cody Brooks, will hold down first, batting sixth. Batting seventh will be number 17, Finley Hastings. He is in right field. The third baseman will bat eighth. That's number 22, Dawson McCleary. And number 14, Jackson Hesford, will be the bottom of the lineup, and he'll hang out in left field. Wyoming coached by Ty Lane. The man on the bump for Wyoming will be Travis Onisto. For Washington, they'll be led off by number 2, Trace Townsend. He's the second baseman. Batting second will be number 5, Jake Vanderbrake. He's the shortstop. Batting third will be the first baseman, number 14, Devin Gardner. Number 10, Spencer Bailey, will pitch, and he will also be batting fourth. Batting fifth will be number 7, Tanner Klein, the catcher. Peyton Andrus, number 20, will bat sixth. He'll hang out in center field. Hanging out in right field and batting seventh is number 15, Carson Vick. Batting eighth, number 6, Anthony Tatro. He is in left field, and the third baseman, batting ninth, number 21, Brady Helgeson. So we have the code of honor being announced. We'll have national anthem and first pitch here in just a few moments. Down to 4, folks. By the end of our second game between Montana and Idaho, we will have 2 left. So possibly 3, depending on how things work out. We're going to go ahead and step aside for 2 minutes. We come back, we'll have first pitch for today's matchup right here at Allegiance Field at Ogren Park. Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy good food and good times. With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey fix in their 1/3 sized indoor rink.
Really? Wow, crazy.
Stop in to 1010 North Avenue West and see what they have in store for your hockey needs. Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is a proud sponsor of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Welcome back to Allegiance Field at Ogren Park. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we head to the first pitch, and the ceremonial first pitch is going to be thrown out here in just a moment. So the first pitch ceremonial outside, and we'll be ready for a ball game. We want to welcome in our friends that are listening in on KFBC Cheyenne back in Wyoming as we get ready to go. So first pitch is just about ready as we will be set. 2 games today, semifinal Saturday as I like to call it. And we have Wyoming at Washington to start things off. And then later on at the 7 o'clock game, it's Montana versus Idaho. We should be down to 2 by the end of the today. It just depends on how the ball bounces. Now for Washington, they are up on the bump. First, they wear their white pants with the navy blue stripes down the sides, navy, maybe even a black jersey with a scarlet red and white stripe around the armpits. There's a bright white pack and a white number with a red outline on the front and a white number on the back of the jersey. They've got navy and red, scarlet red hats and the knee socks, black knee socks for today's matchup. Now for Wyoming, they are feeling patriotic today. They've got a white jersey, navy blue stripe down the sides, the red stirrup socks with white stripes, and then the front of the jersey says socks with an American flag, or well, blue of the flag and some stars on it, and then the number on the back of the jersey is the same. It's blue with the stars and a red outline. So that is how we're going to be set up on jerseys here for today's game. That's the look. Our officials for today's game: Christ Aldinger will be behind the plate. Leo Kiro, the UIC, will be at first base. Randy Sutton at second base, and Eric Holden at third. We're going to go to Jackson Ennis to lead the game off. Wyoming at the plate first. Hello, Cheyenne on KFBC as we get ready to go. It's Spencer Bailey on the bump, and the first pitch is on its way. It's going to be over the plate for strike 1 at 4:02. 94 degrees. First pitch at 4:02, and we are set. Second pitch will be swung on for strike 2, so 0-2 on the count to Trace Braxton Ennis. Had the opposite side of the sheet over for stats as we were writing down the first pitch. Here's the Bailey pitch. And this one's going to be banged into left field, and the left fielder doesn't even have to move. It's in the glove, and that's 1 down. So now we come to Nico Vite. Vite, the second baseman, looks down the third base line, then settles into the box on the right side. Bailey now with the right-handed pitch, and it's going to be on the outside for ball 1. So Ennis, Vite, and Andrian on the schedule for the top of the first as we get ball 2 to Vite. Wyoming picking up the win yesterday over Hawaii, 10-8. That one would be a heater that came right down to it. Here's the pitch, and we'll have ball 3. All the fans sitting right down in front of us here, as it is a warm day and the shade kind of sits right across. Here's the pitch, and we'll get strike one on the 3-0. Ryan Andrian in the on-deck circle. The Bailey pitch. And this one's popped up in the air down the first base line. Pitcher says it's his. First baseman says cleared out, and it's in the glove for number 2. Bailey was there, but the first baseman calls him off and takes it in the glove. Now we go to Ryan Andrian, the shortstop, number 3. Bailey with the first pitch. And we have time called by Leo. And they have our first base umpire with a comment to the pitcher, calling time just before the pitch. But they put a ball 1 up on the board. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to be fouled up over the first baseline concession stand for strike 1. 1 out. 2 outs. Nobody on. Here's the pitch. And that one will slide over the plate for strike 2. Ryan Andrian, he pitched last night against Hawaii. Got the start on the bump for Wyoming. Here's the pitch, and that one is inside to get us to a ball. The pitch. Swung on, and this one's into center field. Center fielder will come up. It's in the glove, and that's the side. So 1, 2, 3 for Wyoming to start it off, and we go to the bottom of the first right after this. 2-minute timeout, or 60-second timeout on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne.
Have you checked out the Garden of Eden video of the week at mpsn406.com? Do you have a sweet video of your sports athlete? Did you experience a sports-altering moment or something at a sporting event that wowed the crowd? Go to our homepage at www.mpsn406.com and click on the Contact Us tab at the bottom of the homepage and email us the video. Yours just might go viral. npsn.com, Missoula's home for Missoula's prep sports heroes.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC 1240 in Cheyenne. Chris Stratton in Missoula, Montana for the 2018 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. It is semifinal Saturday with Wyoming and Washington on the field. Washington holding off Wyoming in the first inning, 1-2-3. So now it is Washington's turn to bat. Number 11, Travis Anisto, on the bump for Wyoming. So Anisto warming up. I don't think we've seen him. He might have been a threat in the bullpen at one point for Wyoming. Nope, he did pitch against Idaho. And 2/3 of an inning. Struck out 1 batter. No runs. No hits. So that's what we've seen out of the young man. What a game yesterday was with Wyoming and Hawaii. Those two teams fighting back and forth. So coming to the plate is the second baseman, number 2, Trace Townsend. Townsend to lead off for Washington. Onisto with the left-handed pitch now, and it's going to come up off the toe, and it's going to land in the first row. And it's going to come up actually 8 rows right in front of us. So we'll have ball 1, hop right up over the backstop. Now the pitch by Onisto. This one's going to come in, and Pedroza will get a glover on that one for strike 1. So even on the count to Townsend, the leadoff man. Here's the 1-1. And we're upstairs outside for ball 2. When we get to this point in the tournament, folks, it really comes down to pitching. What have you got in the stable that's going to keep you alive? Well, I imagine we're going to see some good pitching today as we slide over the plate for strike 2. Wyoming going 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Washington looking to see if they can break that. They've put a runner on to lead off the game, 2 of their 3 games. This one's going to be bounced out. Pitcher can't get to it. Second baseman with a bare hand, and he won't pick it up. The runner will reach, and Washington will put one on. And a hit for Washington to get things going. So we go to the shortstop now, Jack Vanderbrake, with 1 on and no outs. Onisto leans in to get the pitch. Bunt showing by Vanderbrake. He's got the bat laid out. Second baseman's going to come up. Bunt laid down. Pitcher will pick it up on the roll. He's going to fall. The throw to first is on time, though. And that is out number 1 on the sac bunt, but it does its job as the runner from first is now at second.
The first baseman, number 14, Devin Garner.
So now we come to Devin Garner, the first baseman. 1 out, 1 on. Runner at second, steps away. Townsend with a heavy step and a half, now 2 steps as he stands in front of the shortstop. Onisto with the stretch. And the pitch. Check swing, and they're going to say strike 1 to Garner. Onisto leans in. Second batter he's faced. Third batter he's faced. Second batter he would have the first out on the sac bunt. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one will foul back towards us for strike 2, and that's what you want to see. Your pitcher getting ahead on control through the pitch. Let him fire those off. Onisto leans in. Pedroza with the signal. And now the nod. Townsend steps away from second with a step and a half lead. And now the pitch. And Onisto's going to step off as Townsend was bouncing around out there a little bit. Shortstop had backed off. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to be popped up high. Shallow center field. And Ennis will close a glove up. The runner at second looked like he was going to go, but he'll hold, and that's 2 down now. So now we go to the pitcher, number 10, Spencer Bailey.
The pitcher, number 10, Spencer Bailey.
So Bailey to settle in. We move to the 4-spot batter. Onisto leans in. Pedroza with the pitch. And this one's going to be off the middle of the bat. It's going to be right down the third base line. Runner from seconds around third on his way home, and Washington will have a run on the board off the double by Spencer Bailey. And that's why you have your pitcher in the order when he can rock one out. And Washington goes on the board 1-0. We come to Tanner Klein, the catcher, number 7. 1 on, 2 outs. Runner at second. Bailey with a step lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's a line drive into right field. They're going to go ahead and bring Bailey around. He's over third on his way home. The throw is made, but the cutoff man will pick it off and a tag at first, but Klein is back in the Pepsi pack, putting runs on the board. That takes us to Peyton Andreas, the center fielder. Runner steps away from first. Onisto with the pitch, and we'll have ball 1. So Washington working through their order here in the first inning. The pitch swung on, and we'll have strike 1. That swing will take Andreas off balance. Runner at first. Incline, steps away. Step and a half lead out there. Onisto with the stretch. And the bunt's laid down. It's going to roll down the third base line, picked up by the pitcher, and he's going to kick it out of his own glove. And the bunt down the third base line will put a runner at first for Washington. So we go to Carson Vick, number 15, the right fielder. 2 down, 2 on, and 2 on the board. Pepsi pack. Packing it on. Here's the pitch by Onisto. Swung on. This one's line drive foul into the party deck area down the first base line for strike 1. Oh, 1 on the count. So Legion's Field, Ogren Park, home of the Missoula Osprey Pioneer League baseball team. They are an affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, Pioneer League, you wonder what that is? Well, that is rookie ball baseball. This one's going to be popped up into right field. Right fielder says he's got it. Brooks says it's right there, and that is the side. So 2 earned, 2 left, and we go to the top of the second. Washington 2, Wyoming 0. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for all your hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
It may be warm outside, but you can still take care of your hockey days and are 1/3 size for rain.
Really? Wow.
Welcome back to MPSN and KFBC Cheyenne 1240. Chris Stratton in Missoula, Montana for the American Legion Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament. Washington hosting Wyoming in the semifinal on first semifinal game on Saturday, and Washington in charge 2-0 over Wyoming. It's the middle of the order for Wyoming. Pedroza, Prince, and Brooks, with the catcher number 7 Max Pedroza approaching the plate. Spencer Bailey on the bump for Washington, and he would go 3 up, 3 down. Force Wyoming to go 3 up, 3 down in the first inning. So let's see what he's going to have for us here in the second, as the first pitch is going to be over the plate for strike 1. Bailey with the stretch. And we'll have strike 2. So Spencer Bailey coming out strong in the second, saying let's get this over with. We haven't seen Spencer yet this tournament, as we're upstairs for ball 1. 1-2 on the count. To Pedroza. R.J. Prince, and Pedroza will be struck out swinging for out number 1.
The designated hitter number 5, R.J. Prince.
So that'll take us to R.J. Prince, the designated hitter today, number 5. Wyoming wearing their patriotic jerseys, as they've got stars on their jerseys. First pitch to Prince will be a ball. That puts Cody Brooks in the on-deck circle. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Outside to get us even at, or go 2-0 on the count. The pitch swung on. This is going to bounce. Pitcher can't get on it. It's going to bounce off second base, and the runner will reach. And Wyoming will have their first base runner of the game, that one. And they always say, folks, it's how the ball bounces in baseball, and that just showed exactly that, as that one rolled over the pitcher's mound, hit second base, and went into right field. We go to the first baseman, number 50, Cody Brooks, now for Wyoming, with 1 on and 1 out. And Brooks is going to foul this one down the first base line for strike 1. Cody Brooks has been very stout over there at first. He had a slide into second yesterday, and they ended up taping up his right wrist, and you can see a little bit of that wrist as we throw to first. You can see a little bit of that tape coming out from underneath the glove. Bailey now with the pitch. Swung on, and we'll have strike 2. Andy Brooks, or Cody Brooks, didn't play in the first game, as we have the throw to first. Brooks would let's see. There's Wyoming as we get the pitch come in for ball 1. But against Idaho, Brooks would go 0 for 4. That would be the first game of the tournament that he would get in. Throw back to first, and the runner dives back in. Last night he was 2 for 2 with a run. So Bailey now with the pitch, swung on. This one's going to be popped to the shortstop. It's in the glove, and that is out number 2. And that takes us to the right fielder, number 17, Finley Hastings. Hastings has had time behind the plate, catching, as well as the work he's done in the field. Hastings, throw to first. Right-handed batter is Hastings as he settles into the box now. Runner at first, and Prince with a lead, and the first pitch will be a strike to Hastings. Prince steps away from first, step and a half lead. Bailey checks him over his left shoulder, and the pitch is on its way. This one's going to be upstairs and will be even at 1. Dawson McCleary with 1 on and 2 outs. Trying to move Prince, and they'll throw back over there. Washington taking the early lead with 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Next game is at 7. This one's going to be fouled off the third base line and takes us to strike 2. Those of you that listened in on the broadcast on the 7 o'clock game last night, I was talking about the young men that were, as we throw over to first, that were in the ballpark in their swimsuits. Well, it was Alaska who had floated the river. So that's pretty cool. River flows right through Missoula. For those of you that have been in there, that's a swinging strikeout and the end of the side. So Wyoming gets one on, leaves him there, and we go to the bottom of the second with Washington holding on 2-0. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC. Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of prep sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne as we broadcast to the fans back in Cheyenne, Wyoming, rooting on these boys playing in the semifinal game. It is the bottom of the order for Washington in the bottom of the second. 8-9 batters scheduled on the inning, so 8-9-1. Travis Onisto, and it's number 6, Anthony Tatro, at the plate. He's in left field. So Onisto with the first pitch of the inning. And Tatro is going to go ahead and swing on it. Second baseman will pick it up on the hop. The throw to first is on target, and 1 down in the bottom of the second. That brings us to the third baseman, number 21, Brady Helgeson. Onisto. Stares down the batter. Now the nod. Here's the pitch, and we'll get it over the plate for strike one. We do have movement in the Wyoming bullpen down the third base line, or first base line. Wyoming, the away team, has the first base line dugout. And I cannot see the number on the young man that is throwing out there right now, as this one's going to be fouled into the upper deck down the third base line for strike two. So Helgeson battling at the plate behind, 0-2 on the count. Here's the Anisto pitch. And we'll have ball one to the third baseman. Top of the order in the on-deck circle for Washington. Here's the pitch by Anisto. And we got number 21 over there working. We go 2-2 on the pitch from Anisto. That'd be Brady Helgeson. Pitch is swung on. This one is into left field. Left fielder can't get it on the glove. And Washington will have a runner on with one out. Nice job by the left fielder out there. Jackson Hesford for Wyoming. Tried to get the diving catch. We swing to the top of the order to Trace Townsend. The pitch swung on. This one's going to roll out. Shortstop tries to get to it, and the throw will not be made, and Washington will load two on with one out.
Number 5, Jack Vanderbrake.
That'll take us to the shortstop, Jack Vanderbrake. So Brady Helgeson warming up in the pen for Wyoming, and here comes the pitching coach for Washington, or Wyoming. We have Brady Helgeson.
Access Fitness congratulates all the teams in this year's tournament.
Looking at the wrong side. It's Charles Trimble. I apologize, folks. Both Washington and Cheyenne are on the same page in the book. So it's Charles Trimble. Quick visit as Pedroza heads back to the plate. And the pitching coach back to the first baseline dugout. And we get ready for Jack Vanderbrake. Vanderbrake, a sack bunt, his first at bat. Vanderbrake 2 for 4 against Oregon to open up the tournament. Pitch is upstairs and outside for ball one for Travis Anisto. This is a big one, folks. Winner moves on. Plays tomorrow. Could be a little mathematical equation at the end of the day, depending on how things work out. Idaho, the only undefeated team in the tournament, as we get a low pitch for ball two. Devin Garner in the on-deck circle for Washington with one out and runners at first and second. Brady Helgeson at second, steps away. Townsend at first, and now the pitch. Slides over the plate and we get strike one. So Vanderbrake trying to be patient at the plate. And Anisto tricks him. Trimble continuing to throw in the bullpen with 1 out. Anisto. Time is called now by the batter. Runners at first and second step away. And we'll have 3-1 on the count now. Vanderbrake sets in the box. And now the pitch. Runner's going to go. This one's going to be a pop out to right field. Right fielder gets there. It's in the glove. Runner at second is going to go ahead and advance to third on the throw, and there's 2 down on the sac fly. So that takes us to the first baseman, number 14, Devin Garner. 2 down, runners on the corners for Washington. They've already earned 2 runs. And now we're going to have Wyoming coach Ty Lane come out of the dugout, and the infield's coming in. He points towards the bullpen, and we will have a pitching change here in the bottom of the second. Anisto will be done. We'll be back in 90 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy good food and good times. With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Welcome back to Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne. Hello, Cheyenne, Wyoming, as we're broadcasting the Northwest Regional Tournament. Was watching the Little League Northwest Regional Tournament earlier today with Montana and Idaho playing, representative from Billings, Montana, and Coeur d'Alene. That one was going back and forth. Only watched the first 3 innings and scoreless going back and forth, so it'll be interesting to see how that one turned out. We've got Charles Trimble on the bump now for Wyoming, and Devin Gardner steps it up to the plate. Runner at first is Trace Townsend. The runner at third is Brady Helgeson. Trimble with his first pitch. Swung on, and that one's going to be fouled off for strike 1. For Travis Anisto, 1 2/3 innings. He would allow 2 runs off of 4 hits, 27 total pitches, 20 of which found their way over the plate. So Trimble with the nod. And the right-handed pitch on its way. Runner's going to go at second. This one's popped out into center field. Center fielder runs up on it in the glove, and that's the side. So Wyoming holds off Washington in the bottom of the second. Washington leaves 2 on, and we go to the top of the third. Washington 2, Wyoming 0. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne. Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Advertising on the web can be intimidating. Where do you start? What is the most effective way to reach the audience you are targeting? Milk Crate Media can help you reach your audience, whether it is social media marketing or creating a unique commercial for streaming or for radio advertising. Milk Crate Media can help you build a new website or rebuild your existing website that will bring users back again and again. Visit www.mcratemedia.com today. Milk Crate Media is a proud sponsor of prep sports in Missoula and the surrounding valley.
Welcome back to Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network and the listeners on KFBC 1240 in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Hello to you. So happy that you're able to cheer on the young men. It's a long ways to travel for the Northwest Regional Tournament. And we're glad we're able to bring the broadcast in for you on KFBC Cheyenne. We go to the top of the third inning, where Spencer Bailey is on the bump, and we're at the bottom of the order for Wyoming. It's the 8-9 batters with number 22, Dawson McCleary, the third baseman, at the plate. The right-handed batter settles in, and Bailey with the right-handed pitch to start the inning. And that'll slide over the plate for strike one. Bailey has been dealing some heat here in the opening. Had good placement. That one's going to be in the dirt for ball one. So 1-1 on the count. Bottom of the order in the on-deck circle for Wyoming. 8-9-1 on the schedule. Here's the pitch. And he gets it back. Bailey gets it back over the plate for strike two. 1-2 on the count. But watch, as I was mentioning, watch the Little League World Series earlier today, or the Northwest Regional, as this one's going to slide in outside on the right-handed batter to get ball two. And the Montana team represented from some boys from Billings. They were taking on Idaho from Coeur d'Alene, as we're upstairs to get a full count at 3-2. I was at the state AA Montana tournament last week, and some of the parents for the Billings teams, we have two Billings Legion teams, as we get the first walk of the game by Bailey to put a runner on at first for Wyoming.
Number 14, Jackson Hesford.
So we go to the bottom of the order to the left fielder, number 14, Jackson Hesford. Back to the AA tournament last week. There's two Billings teams, the Billings Royals, who are representing Montana here at the Northwest Regional Tournament as the state champs, and then the Billings Scarlets, who took third, if you will, at the tournament. Both teams parents, I should say, talking about getting boys ready as the bunt is laid down the first base line, and they're going to say foul for strike one. Hesford trying to get sneaky with the bunt down the first base line. Sometimes that bunt down the first base line is the best way to go, as the pitcher or the catcher's got to throw around the player as he's making his way down the line. So Bailey now leans in. But the parents from Billings, from both sides, the Scarlets and the Royals, talking about having to get back home, as this pitch is going to be off the toe of the batter. Sends him down the line, and Wyoming will have runners at first and second now, as we swing to the top of the order to Braxton Ennis. And our plate umpire, Chris Aldinger, bringing in the other three umpires to discuss the call, and we saw this a couple of times yesterday, and this is the best thing, folks. You love seeing the officials get together and discuss a call anytime there's a question about it, as this one came off the toe. And we would see two umpire conferences in 2 different games of the 3 yesterday, and both of them reversed what the call was. One was a runner taking an extra base, actually 2 bases, and they're going to say and here comes the Wyoming manager coach wanting to have a discussion to find out why, and Aldinger being very adamant about the call as the 2 walk down the third base line. Now they break up, and we will see Hesford back in with 1-1 on the count. So the third of the 3 conferences on the tournament overturning the original call. Bunt laid down the first base line, and this will be foul for strike 2. Talked to the head official, Leo Curiel, yesterday. Talked about how guys have been doing, keeping everything tight. But the Billings team, representing Montana for the Little League Northwest Regional Tournament, some of their boys, or some of their brothers, are playing with the Royals this weekend as well. So it's pretty amazing to have an older group and a younger group representing a state for baseball. 2-2 on the count on the ball pitch. No outs, and Wyoming with a runner at second. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to be a roller. Second baseman will pick it up on the hop. The throw to first is there, and we'll have out number 1. Runner at second advances to third. That'll swing us to the top of the order for Wyoming, to the center fielder, Braxton Ennis. Ennis to settle in. Here's the pitch. And this is going to be a popper to left field. That's in the glove. Runner at third will tag the run, throw home, and not in time, and Wyoming will find themselves on the board on the sac fly into left.
Number 13, Nico Vite.
That takes us to Nico Vite. Vite, the second baseman. Right-hander steps into the box, and Spencer Bailey on the bump for Washington will throw the pitch. Swung on. This one's popped up into center. Center fielder is back into the gap, and it's in the glove. That's the side. So 1 earned for Wyoming as they chip into it 2-1. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
Welcome back to Allegiance Field at Ogren Park. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we head to the bottom of the third. Washington leading Wyoming 2-1. Charles Trimble, number 21, on the bump for Wyoming. Winner moves on. The loser could possibly have to either do math or hop on the bus and head home. We'll find out. We've got 2 games today. It's semifinals Saturday. First game going on right now with Washington and Wyoming. Next game we'll have Montana and Idaho. And we are in the middle of the order for Washington, the pitcher, number 10, Spencer Bailey. So Wyoming striking blood as they put 1 run up on the board in the bottom, or in the top of the 3rd, to make it 2-1 Washington. Washington coming out with 2 quick runs in the first frame. Here's Trimble's first pitch of the inning, and it's going to be over the plate for strike 1. Spencer Bailey, 1 for 1 with an RBI. And the second pitch to Bailey will be over the plate for strike 2. Wyoming now with action in the bullpen down the first base line, as Travis Anisto would go 1 2/3. Right at the 27 pitch mark is when they pulled him out. This one's reached for. It's down the third base line. The third baseman will pick it up and try to barehand it, and could not make the throw. And Washington will be in business with a runner at first to start the inning for the second time in a row. And they're scoring that one as a hit for Washington. That takes us to Tanner Klein. So Trimble to warm up here. Stands up on the bump. Checks the runner at first. And the pitch in the dirt. Ball 1. Peyton Andrus in the on-deck circle for Washington with 1 on and no outs. For Klein, as he waits for the pitch, Trimble will have it on its way. This one's going to bounce out. Shortstop will pick it up. The toss to second. No, he'll step on the bag. The throw to first, and the 6-3 double play clears the bases out, puts 2 outs on the board. Wyoming quickly putting the outs up on the defensive side. That takes us to Peyton Andrus, the center fielder for Washington. 2 down and the bases cleared on the double play. Here's the Trimble pitch. Swung on. This one's a line drive into right field. It's in the glove, and it's 1-2-3 for Washington in the bottom of the 3rd. Wyoming trying to scrap back with another run as we go to the top of the 4th inning right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne. Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community. Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne. Chris Stratton in Missoula, Montana on a smoky, gorgeous day. We had a pretty smoky sky here socked in this morning, but the afternoon it's kind of pushed off and cleared up a little bit. Most of the smoke is coming from fires that are outside of the state. We've got a couple little chippers here and there, but fire warnings. And requesting a pitch count as Wyoming is up to bat with their 3-4-5 batters. So Wyoming's pitch count is at 8. So with that figured out, we go to Ryan Andrin for Wyoming to lead off. Andrin, the shortstop, pitch on the way, and he'll swing on it for strike one. As we get back in. Spencer Bailey with the pitch. And we'll slide in to even the count at 1. 1-1 on the count to Andrian. Max Pedroza in the on-deck circle for Wyoming. Here's the pitch by Bailey. This one's going to be hit high into the gap in right field, and the right fielder will come in, and it's in the glove for out number 1. So 1 down in the top of the 4th. Takes us to Max Pedroza, the catcher. Pedroza settles in. He would strike out in the second inning, swinging. He'd be the first out of the second inning for Wyoming as he watches that one go by for ball 1. For Pedroza. And I think I'm off. Nope, that is Pedroza. Down there at the plate. Thought maybe I got off on my lineup here. And Pedroza will put this one down the third base line. It's fair. It's going to bounce off of the third base umpire. And that will put a runner on for Wyoming with 1 out. Wow, that one careened right off the third base umpire as it came off the line. And ricocheted. Otherwise, the left fielder had a pretty good beat on it.
Number 5, R.J. Prince.
So that takes us to number 5, R.J. Prince, the designated hitter for Wyoming. Here's the pitch by Bailey, and he's going to have that one outside on the right-handed batter for ball 1. R.J. Prince, the first hit of the game for Wyoming in the second inning. Single to the second baseman. Throw to first as Pedroza dives back in. For R.J. Prince, the first game of the tournament against Missoula, he'd go 1 for 4. This one's going to be fouled up over the first base line concession stand, and we'll be even at 1 on the count. Next game is at 7 o'clock, folks. That is Montana and Idaho. Their Little League representatives played earlier today. It should be interesting to see how that game came out and how this game is going to come out. As we have the throw to first by Bailey. Max Pedroza steps away from first. And the pitch swung on. This one's going to bounce down the third base line. Third baseman on the hop. The throw to first, and that will be the second out of the inning. Moves the runner to second.
Number 50, Cody.
Takes us to the first baseman, number 50, Cody Brooks. So Brooks now settles in. Left-handed batter is Brooks. He checks Pedroza at second, who dances. And now the batter calls time, and Pedroza will go back to the base at second. Two-1 Washington over Wyoming, and this one swung on for strike 1. Brooks giving it a good swing. Cody Brooks would actually pitch against Missoula in that opening game. He'd get the win, 5 2/3 innings. 2 runs off of 3 hits. One of those runs earned. Struck out 8 and walked 2. This one's going to be down the third base line. It's going to be in the glove, and that's a side. So Wyoming will load one on, but they're not able to get him home, and we go to the bottom of the fourth. Washington holding on 2-1 over Wyoming. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Wyoming, Cheyenne.
Hockey Wolf and Lacrosse Wolf is Missoula's one-stop shop for hockey and lacrosse needs.
Check this out.
And if you want outside, you can still take your hockey. Is Missoula's home for the best dietary supplement, Define 8. Garden of Reading is located at 2621 Brook Street. Garden of Reading is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we are in the bottom of the fourth inning. Washington leading Wyoming in the first semifinal game of the 2018 American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. Winner of the tournament will go to Carolina for the Legion World Series. 7 other regional tournaments going on around the nation, preparing for that next weekend. So we go to the bottom of the fourth with Washington at the plate. It's the bottom of Washington's order, 7, 8, 9. Carson Vick, the right fielder, to lead the inning off, and it's Charles Trimble on the bump for Wyoming. Here's the pitch, and this one's going to be rolled out. Shortstop will get it on the fringe to pick up. The throw is rocketed over, and not in time. Cody Brooks stretching out at first, but the runner touches the bag first, and Washington will put a runner on to start the inning. So that takes us to Anthony Tatro. With 1 on and no out. And it's number 5, Ryan. That can't be RJ. Well, RJ Prince is the designated hitter, so he could be out there warming up. Have to look. Yep, turned around, and it is RJ Prince. So 0-1 on the count to Tatro. Runner at first, no outs. For Tatro, he would be the first out of the second inning, as this one's going to roll foul down the third base line for strike 2. Got the Washington fans down in front of us. Both teams bringing a good group of fans. I'd have to say that it's been fun meeting the fans here this weekend. It's part of the fun of these tournaments. Getting to know new people and seeing them cheer for their superheroes. Here's this one. It's line drive, and it's going to be foul. Looked like it had inside track, but it will land out of play. And we'll stay at 0-2. Runner at first was almost to third when that one came off the bat as he started to make the trot. So we go to 0-2. Trimble checks the runner at first in the right-handed pitch. He's going to throw back to first. Wyoming trying to hold on This one's close, nice and tight, 2-1. These games have been coming down a little bit tighter. Yesterday we didn't see anything that was too much getting out of the way other than the Alaska-Montana game. And we get ball 1 on the pitch. Runner at first, Anthony Tatro. At the plate with the bottom of the order in the on-deck circle for Washington. Here's the 1-2 by Trimble. Swung on, and we'll have a strikeout for out number 1. That'll be the first of Trimble as Tatro struck out swinging. We go to Brady Hagelson. Brady Hagelson, the third baseman now, waits for the pitch with 1 on and 1 out. Runner's going to go. They're going to make the throw to second, and they do not get the tag as the ball won't stay in the glove for the shortstop. Pitch thrown was a ball. So we go 1-0 to the third baseman. And the outside pitch gets us ball 2. Pedroza jumps out of the stirrups like he was going to make the throw as the runner at second, Vic, danced down the second base line. Here's the 2-0. And that one will get us to ball 3. So we did see R.J. Prince out there warming up in the first baseline dugout. 1 out and a runner at second. Washington looking to pad their 1-run lead. Here's Trimble on the pitch. And he'll get it over the plate for strike 1. So the 3-0 will get us to the first strike to Hagelson. Hagelson's 1 for 1. Helgeson 0 for 3 against Oregon to start up the tournament. Here's the Trimble pitch. And we'll have a walk to put a runner on at first for Washington. And that brings R.J. Prince back to the bullpen. So the walk swings us to the top of the order for Washington to Trace Townsend, the second baseman. And here comes Wyoming's Ty Lane. He points to the bullpen, and that will bring R.J. Prince in. So we're going to have a pitching change with 1 out and 2 on here in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back in 90 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy good food and good times, with a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable. Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Welcome back to Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network as we have R.J. Prince on the bump for Wyoming now. So Charles Trimble, total of 2/3 of an inning, 1 strikeout, no runs off of 2 hits, 19 total pitches, 13 of which found their way over the plate. R.J. Prince on the bump now, and we move to the top of the order to Trace Townsend for Washington. So looking at R.J. Prince in the lineup, and he would pitch in the game against Idaho, finish it out. The last 2 innings he would have 2 hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. So he tried to close out that game. That was a tough one against Idaho, as Idaho earned 8 runs in the 5th inning, and Wyoming didn't get into it till the late innings. So with runners at first and second and 1 out on the board, R.J. Prince comes in on the bump. And here's the right-handed pitch upstairs for ball 1 to start against Townsend. Townsend is 2 for 2 with a run. One out on the board, bottom of 4. Here's the 1-0 by Prince. And he'll get it over the plate for strike 1, and I think that's where he was looking in that first pitch. It was just a little bit high in the strike zone. But that looked like the same pitch as the last one. Here's the 1-1, Prince getting it from Pedroza. And now the pitch. Over the plate for strike 2, and Prince dialed in, getting ahead in the count at 1-2. I mentioned Pedroza. He's the catcher, and he's done a phenomenal job, and I'll get to the catchers here in a moment, but Pedroza started the game against Idaho, and when they brought him off the mound, as we have the pitch low for ball 2, 2-2 on the count to Townsend. But when Pedroza came off the mound, he went to the dugout, threw on the catcher's gear, and went behind the plate. I mean, that's super special. You've got a guy, that's a leader right there, folks. 2 demanding positions at the catcher and the pitcher position, and you have the young man go from one to the other in a matter of seconds. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to be fouled off. Keeps us at 2-2. And I've been impressed with Pedroza's play throughout the tournament. I don't quite remember if he was part of the team last year when they came up. I do remember R.J. Prince, though. He made a name for himself off defensive play as Prince steps off the rubber. But Prince, a outstanding young man in himself, and we have the hit down the third base line. The third baseman will make the, no, he can't make the tag, and they say safe at third. McCleary tried to pick it up and make the step on the bag, but could not keep the ball inside his glove, and that loads the bases up for Washington. So with one out, Washington loads the bases up. And they haven't updated the hit on the board, so I'm going to go ahead and back that off. I try to follow along with the scoreboard because they've got the official scorer sitting right next to them. They are going to put that on as an error to Wyoming. First error of the game. Here's Prince's pitch, and it's going to come over the plate to Jake Vanderbrake. One out, loaded bases for Washington. Bottom of 4. They lead 2-1 as R.J. Prince nods at the pitch from Pedroza. And that one will come in low to get us even at 1. Pedroza doing a good job of keeping the ball in front of him. And all the catchers this weekend have been top-notch. There's been a couple of slips here and there, but nobody's perfect. But for the most part, these young men behind the plate have done a good job of keeping everything in front of them, calling a game, and keeping their pitchers checked in as we come inside for ball 2. Devin Garner in the on-deck circle for Washington with one out and loaded bases. Wyoming trying to skid through here and get away without any damage with loaded bases. Prince with a deep breath puts his right foot on the rubber. And now the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to be fouled into the general seating on the first base line to go strike 2 and even out the count. For Vanderbrake, he's 0 for 2 on the game. On Thursday night against Montana, Vanderbrake 1 for 3. The pitch is going to get away. A runner from third is on his way home, and Washington adds a run off of the wild pitch to give us a full count at 3-2. Runners advance all the way around. So runners at second and third with one out, a run earned, and Washington takes a 3-1 lead over Wyoming. And R.J. Prince trying to hold things off. Came into a sticky situation. Now the pitch. And that one's going to walk the batter to reload the bases. We go to Devin Gardner.
Number 14, Devin Gardner.
So Devin Gardner settles in. Prince with a deep breath, and now the pitch. And we'll have ball 1. And this will bring out the pitching coach and for Wyoming. And we've got number 37, Garrett Oswald, going to the bullpen down the first base line. So Wyoming working their pitchers. Looks like Billings has entered the building. They'll go into the batting cages down the third base line. Those of you that have not been to Missoula, well, Ogren Park, Allegiance Field, is located, I'd say it's still downtown. We're right kitty corner, about 2 blocks away from, about 3 blocks away, across the river from the courthouse downtown. Nestled right along the Clark Fork River. And the batting cages are between the field and the river. You kind of sit up on the hill a little bit as the pitch will come in to get a strike 1. 1-1 on the count. kind of a cool setting. Probably of the ballparks that I've been to, both at the Legion and at the Pioneer level, at the MLB level. This one's going to be bounced out, not professional. Here's the throw to second, down the line to first, and reaching. Brooks will get it. They'll punch him out. Double play turn to end the side. Runners left on for Washington, but not before they added one. We go to the top of the fifth. Wyoming 1, Washington 3. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and K.
Hockey will
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne. And in between innings, the plate umpire, first base, and second base umpires got together, talked about the double play because it was tight on the call, and Cody Brooks had to really extend out. We don't have height and weight on in the books here, but Cody Brooks got to be all of 6'6", laying out, and with everybody getting together, the three umpires getting together, they discussed it and decided that the double play was the end of the side. And so once again, officials getting together. It's good for the game. It's good for the boys. Good experience. So we go to the top of the fifth inning where Washington leads Wyoming 3-1. It's the bottom of the order for Wyoming. Finley Hastings, the right fielder, to lead things off. So it's 7, 8, 9 on the schedule. Hastings, McCleary, and Hesford. Spencer Bailey with the first pitch of the inning, and it's going to be over the plate on the outside for strike one on the right-handed batter. Garrett Oswald warming up in the bullpen. Actually, they've got somebody else up there now. Braxton Ennis throwing some pitches while Wyoming's at the plate. We go even on the count on the ball pitch to Finley. Finley was struck out swinging to finish the second inning, as this one slides over the plate to get strike two. So 1-2 on the count for Spencer Bailey on the bump. 4 innings, 2 strikeouts, a walk, 1 run earned off of 2 hits, as we go even on the count at 2. And we've seen Hastings behind the plate and in the outfield. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's over the pitcher's head, bounces into center field, and Wyoming will have a runner at first to start the inning. Third hit of the game. That brings us to the third baseman, Dawson McCleary. And that's the first inning that Wyoming's put a runner on. Both the second and fourth inning, Wyoming would put the second batter on. This one's over the plate for strike one to McCleary. McCleary walked his first at-bat to start the third inning. Throw to first. as Hastings dives back in. And Dawson McCleary was not in for the first game against Missoula. He'll swing on this one to get strike 2. 0-2 on the count to McCleary. And not in against Idaho as well, as Bailey will toss it to first. So McCleary's first appearance in the tournament would come yesterday against Hawaii, and what a game that was. Back and forth. Here's the pitch by Bailey, and that's over the plate. We'll get a phone book tear from Aldinger for out number 1. He'll rip that phone book right in half. That's the third strikeout of the game for Bailey. So that takes us to the bottom of the order for Wyoming, to Jack Jackson, Hesford. 1 on, 2 outs. This one's going to be to the third baseman. He'll pick it up, throw to second, and the tag on the bag. And that will be out number 2.
Number 8, Braxton Ennis.
So we go to Braxton Ennis on the fielder's choice. Top of the order for Wyoming. And it looks like R.J. Prince back throwing in the pen. Throw to first. Runner will dive back in. We'll see on that young man in the bullpen down the first base line if he turns around to get us a number. Here's the pitch by Bailey, and Ennis will let it ride by for strike 1. So for Braxton, he is 0 for 2 on the day. Against Missoula in the opening game, he'd go 1 for 3 with a run and 2 RBIs as we throw back to first. 2 down, 1 on. Top of 5. Scheduled for 7. Second game of the day will be at 7 as this one swung on for strike 2 by Ennis. In that first game against Missoula, Ennis would be struck out 1 time as he faces the 0-2 on the count. Throw back to first. Spencer Bailey on the bump and the pitch on the way. This one's going to be bounced out. The second baseman will run up on it, get it on the hop. The throw to first is on target, and that's aside. So Wyoming loads one on. Not able to get him around, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-1 Washington. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff and have them take care of your embroidery needs. From business logos to team jerseys, Stitches Embroidery can help you and your team look good. Check them out online at stitchesmontana.com to see their full line of silkscreen and embroidery options. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to MPSN, Missoula Prep Sports Network, and KFBC Cheyenne. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network at Allegiance Field in Ogren Park as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Washington leading Wyoming 3-1. It's been a tight game all the way through. Both these teams have played close games for the most part. Wyoming with that one game against Idaho where Idaho ran away early. Valiant fight back, though.
For Wyoming, now pitching, number 8, Braxton Ennis.
So
Number 5, R.J. Prince.
So R.J. Prince in the lineup.
Number 25, Storm Nelson.
And Storm Nelson has come in. For Wyoming, as Braxton Ennis is on the bump. R.J. Prince in the lineup. The DH is gone. And R.J. Prince done on the mound. Here's the first pitch by Ennis, and it's going to be fouled off by Spencer Bailey for strike one. Ennis with the pitch. And that one's going to get away from Pedroza as it rolls into the dugout down the first base line. Evens us out at 1 to Bailey. Here's the Ennis pitch. And we'll have ball 2. So for Spencer Bailey, he is 2 for 2 with a run and an RBI. And we go 3-1 on the count on the ball pitch. So for R.J. Prince on the mound, it was 2/3 of an inning. And Ennis will walk the batter on that pitch to put a runner on board.
Number 7, Tanner Klein.
For Washington. We go to Tanner Klein now. R.J. Prince, 2/3 of an inning, 33 pitches, 20 of which went over the plate. No strikeouts, no walks, no hits, and no runs. So Klein in, and he's going to blast this one foul over the third baseline dugout for strike one. Wyoming searching for just to put somebody in or hold off Wyoming or Washington so they can get into it. Fouled off into the backstop on the third baseline for strike two, so 0-2. And that's what you want your pitcher to do. So with Tanner Klein in the box, that puts Peyton Andrus in the on-deck circle with no outs and 1 on. Here's the 0-2 by Ennis. Upstairs for ball 1. Spencer Bailey stands at first off the leadoff walk on the inning. Braxton Ennis coming in from center field. We do have Storm Nelson in the lineup. We'll figure out where he's going to go in the and time called by Klein. For Klein, he'd go 2 for 4 against Oregon to start out with 1 run as he pops this one foul. Stays alive at 1-2. Battling away. Prince now, right foot on the rubber, stares in to get the pitch from Pedroza. Now the stretch. Swung on. This one's just out of play. Brooks trying to get a glove on it, diving in, and we'll stay there at 1-2. Next game at 7 is Montana and Idaho. That's going to be a great one. Idaho has been playing well. Montana with one loss, as this one's fouled back up over everybody's head over the third baseline backstop. Billings waiting on the third baseline corridor. They should be heading to the batting cages here before too long, if they haven't already been there. Should see Idaho coming in. Billings wearing their sky blue uniforms, as this pitch will go between the legs of Pedroza. He looks for it. The runner from first is at second now, and will be even at 2 on the count. Winner of the tournament gets a plane ticket to Shelby, South Carolina for the 2018 American Legion World Series. 7 other regional tournaments going on, as this pitch will come in to give us a full count at 3-2. Kind of following things here and there. And Rapid City's post 22, staying alive in the Midwest. They're 2-1 record-wise on the tournament. Here's the full pitch, and the batter will be walked. Puts runners at first and second now for Washington. So the back-to-back walks take us to Peyton Andreas, the center fielder. Andreas goes down the third base line, and now we're going to see Ty Lane come out of the dugout and go visit with Ennis on the bump, and he'll bring the infield in. If you're looking to get away, a little mini vacation, maybe extended vacation, and you're going to do some traveling regardless, well, get a hold of our friends over at Grand Slam Travel. Grand Slam Travel, they do a great job of taking care of your accommodations, whether you need a plane ticket, a train ticket, maybe some flight or Uber accommodations, you need your hotel taken care of. Well, get a hold of our friend Mark Richardson at Grand Slam Travel. You can find Grand Slam Travel on Facebook at Grand Slam Travel. Mark Richardson and Mark Grand Slam Travel are proud sponsors of high school sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. So we come back to the action. Conference on the mound, broken up by Chris Aldinger, our plate umpire, and our officiating crew. Aldinger, our plate umpire from Meridian, Idaho, as Peyton Andrus looks down the third base line. Runners at first and second, no outs on the board, bottom of 5. Wyoming 1, Washington 3, and the throw to second on the pickoff. Runner will stand back up in Spencer Bailey. Bailey's at second off the walk. Tanner Klein is at first off a walk. So back-to-back walks to start the bottom of the 5th. Here's Ennis's pitch, and he's going to turn around and forces the runner back to second. Back to our crew. Leo Curiel is the chief umpire-in-chief. He's from Las Vegas. Runner showing, and they've got him picked on the third, but there's nobody at second base to throw to. There could have been a pick play, as the first pitch to Andrus will be a ball. Carson Vick in the on-deck circle for Washington. Runners at first and second take their lead. And the pitch. That one's going to tag the batter in the shoulder, And he'll take his base to load him up with no outs. And that's the first hit batter of the game. We go to Carson Vick now, the right fielder. He's 1 for 2 with a run, he's 1 for 2. Let's just put it that way. Back to our umpires. At second base, Randy Sutton. He's from Natchez, Washington. And Eric Holden, our third base umpire, is from Yakima. Pitch comes in over the plate for strike 1. So loaded bases for Washington with no outs, and now Garrett Oswald comes out of the dugout and heads to the bullpen. There's the catcher coming out. Here's the pitch, swung on, and we'll have strike 2. So 0-2 on the count to Vick. Looking at Vick, that first game against Oregon, 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. The pitch swung on, and that one's off the mask of Pedroza, and he'll take a moment as the batter stays alive at 0-2. And the umpire will walk out and just hand the ball right to Ennis. So the bullpen down the first base line getting plenty of action today. Here's the pitch. And Vick's going to send this one down the third base line drive. Runner from third is home. Runner from second is around the corner. Runner from first will stand up at third, and the double will earn 2 runs for Washington as they take a 5-1 lead with no outs on the board. Runners at second and third. So Bailey and Klein coming in. Andrus is at third and Vick at second on the double. And that brings us to Anthony Tatro. And the first pitch to Tatro will be over the plate for strike 1. Bottom of 5 in a 7-inning game. Washington on top, 5-1. Winner advances on. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and this one's going to be foul. It's going to head down the first base line into the party deck area. And we go to strike 2. Wyoming searching for the first out of the inning. They've allowed 2 runs so far with runners at second and third. The left fielder, Tatro, in the box with an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch by Ennis. This one's going to roll. Third baseman can't get to it. It's off target, and the shortstop not able to get a throw in, and the runner will reach. And a runner from third comes home, and it's now 6-1 Washington. Runners at first and second, and they're going to register that one as a hit.
Number 21, Brady Helgeson.
So that takes us to the bottom of the order, Brady Helgeson, and here comes Ty Lane out of the bullpen again. Points to the bullpen, and we'll have our pitching change. So Washington with no outs leads 6-1 in the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back in 90 seconds on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week.
With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Montana owned and Montana proud. Your $29 a month Montana Mega Gym. Fuel has premier facilities with the latest equipment, nutrition superstores, high energy classes, refreshing smoothie bars, attentive childcare, expert trainers, and we never close. Best of all, you have access to 6 locations statewide for just $29 a month. That's less than $1 a day. Get Montana strong at Fuel Fitness and Nutrition. Go to clubfuelfitness.com right now to find a Montana location near you.
Locally owned Paradise Falls is a place for friends and family to enjoy good food and good times. With a diverse menu and a fun atmosphere that includes nearly 30 TVs showing every sport imaginable, Paradise Falls is sure to have something for everyone.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 5th inning. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network and everybody in Cheyenne listening in on KFBC. Bottom of the 5th inning, where Washington has found the bottom of their bats as they've earned 3 runs. Runners at first and second with no outs, and Garrett Oswald in from the pen for Wyoming. Braxton Ennis back in center field, and Storm Nelson back in the dugout. So for Ennis on the bump, no outs. 2 balls, 1 hit batter, 23 total pitches. 2 hits that earned 3 runs.
Number 21, Brady Helgeson.
And we go to the bottom of the order for Washington. The third baseman, Brady Helgeson. So runners at first and second. Vick at second and Tatro at first. Here's the bunt laid down the third base line. Pitcher will pick it up, and the throw to first will be made, but it'll be behind, and that loads the bases up once again here in the 5th inning for Washington. Swings us to the top of the order. Trace Townsend with loaded bases and no outs. And another pitcher in the pen for Wyoming as this one's going to tag the batter in the backside. Brings a runner home for Washington from third. The bases stay loaded. And Washington now leads 7-1. 4 runs earned with no outs here in the bottom of the 5th. We go to Jack Vanderbrake for Washington. Runners on the bases, step away, and this one's swung on for strike 1. So Wyoming searching here. And this is the part of the tournament, folks, where things start to get real tight and interesting. Who's got how many pitches and when did they pitch? This one's going to be down the third base line, picked up, the throw home, and they'll get the out on the fielder's choice at home for out number 1. Nice job by the third baseman, R.J. Prince, to come up the line and pick that one up to get the throw home. So with one out on the board and loaded bases, we go to Devin Garner. And Gardner will put this one foul into the parting deck down the first base line for strike 1. 1 down and loaded bases for Washington. Garrett Oswald trying to work through the inning. We do have Guy Lowe for Wyoming in the bullpen pitching. And the low pitch will get us even at 1. Next game scheduled for 7. That'll be Montana and Idaho. Pitch is upstairs to get us ball 2. Bottom of the 5th, Washington leading Wyoming 7-1. 4 runs earned here in the 5th, and starting to look reminiscent of the game against Idaho. It was the 3rd inning where Idaho went to work. It's the 5th now as this one's going to roll out. Third baseman will get it in the glove. The force out at second will be out number 2 as the runner from third comes down the line in Washington. We'll lead 8-1 now. And we go to Spencer Bailey, the young man that started the inning. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. This one's over the pitcher's head. Shortstop will pick it up. The throw to first is on target, and that's the side. So 5 runs for Washington in the bottom of the 5th. They leave 2 on, and we go to the top of the 6th inning. 8-1. Washington. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne.
Stitches of Missoula is your resource for embroidery and screen printing. Give Stitches a call today at 406-529-2632 to speak with their super friendly staff and have them take care of your embroidery needs. From business logos to team jerseys, Stitches Embroidery can help you and your team look good. Check them out online at stitchesmontana.com to see their full line of silkscreen and embroidery options. Stitches is a proud sponsor of Prep Sports on the Missoula Prep Sports Network.
Welcome back to Missoula, Montana. Chris Stratton from the Missoula Prep Sports Network, and those listening in on KFBC Cheyenne as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Wyoming down to Washington 8-1. It is the 2-3-4 batters scheduled on the inning here in the 6th with Nico Vite, the second baseman, to start things off. Spencer Bailey on the hill for Washington, and he's been the solo pitcher for Washington today, as the first pitch to Vite will be outside on the right-handed batter for ball 1. Here's the pitch, and that one's outside for ball 2. Wyoming warming up Guy Lowe in the bullpen down the first baseline. The third baseline bullpen has been lonely today. Here's the pitch. And we're back outside for ball 3. So Bailey comes out. 3 pitches, 3 outside pitches, 3 balls. Ryan Andrian in the on-deck circle, and we'll get a walk to put one on for Wyoming to start the inning. And that's only the second walk of the game for Bailey. So now we go to Ryan Andrian, the shortstop. 1 on, no outs. Top of the 6th. Here's the pitch by Bailey, and that one will find its way over the plate for strike 1. Both Montana and Idaho are in the complex. Montana down the third base line under the shade of the concession stand, waiting for their game as this one swung on for strike 2 to Andrian. Max Pedroza in the on-deck circle for Wyoming. Runner at first steps away with a 1.5 step lead. Bailey will check him over his shoulder, and now the right-handed pitch. Swung on. This one's a roller down the first base line. Throw to second, and they'll tag the batter, or the runner in the back on the throw. And that will allow the batter to reach, and with no outs, Wyoming's got runners at first and second. First baseman tried to make the throw to the second baseman, but tagged the runner in the back. So that takes us to Max Pedroza. With runners at first and second and no outs, time is called by the batter. Pedroza settles in. He's 1 for 2. A single and a strikeout. For Wyoming against Idaho on Thursday night, as this one's going to slide over the plate for strike 1. Pedroza would pitch 2 1/3 innings, 10 hits, 9 runs, 8 of which were earned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. That was from the mound. Then the work he did at the plate, as we have this one come in, and Pedroza is going to pop this one up. It's going to be on top of the dugout down the first base line as it bounces back into play. And we'll have strike 2. 0-2 to the count on Pedroza, but against Idaho, Pedroza in at the plate, and he would go 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Wyoming got into that one late, but just not enough to get back. They're down 8-1 now to Washington. Here's Pedroza's pitch, and the 0-2 will result in ball 1. R.J. Prince in the on-deck circle for Wyoming with 2 outs and runners at first and second. Bailey now with the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to bounce out to the shortstop. It's over the shortstop's head and into center field. Runner from second is around third on his way home, and the runner from first will hold up at third. And Wyoming will add a run off the bouncer over the shortstop's head to put runners at first and third with no outs. And we go to R.J. Prince, the third baseman. Runners at first and third for Wyoming with no outs. Top of 6. They've earned 1 run to make it 8-2 now. Prince 1 for 1. Started out as the DH, came in and did some pitching, which took the DH away, and then moved to third once he was switched out from the mound. And one of the balls in the bullpen got away from the catcher, so they call time. So now runners at first and third step away. It's Pedroza at first and Andrian at third, and this one's going to roll into left field. That'll bring the runner home from third, and with no outs, Wyoming adding on runs to make it 8-3. With Ryan Andrian coming home from third, that brings us to Cody Brooks, the first baseman. Runners at first and second now for Wyoming with no outs. Cody Brooks 0 for 2. Spencer Bailey with the stretch now. And this one's going to foul into the backstop right at us for strike one. Bailey getting stretched out here in the top of the sixth. No visit as of yet. We haven't seen the manager for Washington yet. No action in the bullpen, but you get to this end of the season, folks, and these pitchers have seen a lot as Brooks steps out of the box and calls time. Left-handed batter settles back in. But often, these boys have seen this situation before, and you just rely on them to lean on their experience as the pitch comes in to go even at one. Finley Hastings in the on-deck circle for Wyoming. No outs and runners at first and second. 2 runs earned here in the top of the sixth. Here's the pitch, and will be ball 2, I should say. 2-1 on the count. Idaho enjoying the shade in the grassy area down the third base line. Here's the pitch, and that one's across the shoulder blades for ball 3. Brooks having to get out of the way. Runners at first and second step away. Pedroza at second with a 2-step lead, and Prince at first as the bullpen pitch comes into play. And time is called. 3-1 on the count. Runners at first and second, no outs. Top of 6. Bailey with the stretch now. And this one's going to be blasted into the upper deck level down the third base line, and we'll have a full count at 3-2. Brooks 0 for 2 as he steps out of the box. Against Idaho, Brooks would go 0 for 4 yesterday against Hawaii as he steps back out. Brooks was 2 for 2 with a run. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to be fouled up everybody's head down the third base line. And we stay at a full count, 3-2. Wyoming continuing to warm up the pitcher in the bullpen. I imagine we'll see him come in at the bottom of this inning. For Washington, it is the middle of their order in the bottom of the sixth. This one's rolled out. Shortstop or third baseman will step on the third base bag. The throw to first, and they'll punch him out. So 2 down on the corners for Wyoming. And we go to Finley Hastings with R.J. Prince standing at second and 2 outs. And Spencer Bailey up over 80 pitches now on the game. So Hastings settles in, and the right fielder waits for the pitch from Bailey. Swung on. This one's into right field. Right fielder's using his glove to shade the sun, and he'll put it in the glove. So Wyoming, they'll earn 2, they'll leave 1, and we go to the bottom of the sixth. 8-3 Washington. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on the Missoula Pep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne. Mike's Print and Copy is your locally owned print shop. Whether it's custom letterhead or business cards, Mike and his friendly staff understand that your business is important to you and will make sure that your project is handled in a professional and timely manner. Drop into Mike's Print and Copy to have them take care of your printing needs. Stop by 1503 South Russell or give them a call today at 406-728-3363 to have Mike's Print and Copy take care of your printing needs. Mike's Print and Copy is a proud sponsor of high school sports in Missoula and the surrounding community.
Hockey
Welcome back to MPSN. Chris Stratton for the Missoula Prep Sports Network. Bottom of the 6th inning at Allegiance Field at Ogren Park as the boys from Washington lead Wyoming 8-3. Wyoming earning 2 runs in the top of the 6th to step into it a little bit closer. Garrett Oswald on the bump for Wyoming. And it's the 5, 6, 7 batters scheduled for Idaho, or Washington. Idaho's playing Montana after this one. Tanner Klein to lead off for Washington. And Aldinger, our plate umpire, will go ahead and clean that plate off. And Tanner Klein steps in. The left-handed batter on the day is 1 for 2 with a run, an RBI, and a walk. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's going to go into the gap into right field. It's going to fall, and it's picked up by Ennis. And while Washington will start the inning with a hit. So we go to Peyton Andreas. And for the 3rd inning in a row, Washington puts a runner at first. Spencer Bailey getting on a walk to start the last inning. As this bunt is laid down the third base line, it'll roll all the way, touch the third base bag, and that is fair. No play on it, and the bunt will load the runner on with no outs here in the bottom of the 6th. And that ball, folks, you could not get any closer to the third base line as it rolled in the dirt. Takes us to Carson Vick, the right fielder. No outs, runners at first and second, and Coach Archer with the signal out at third. Here's the Garrett pitch. Bunt showing. The ball will go over the catcher's head. Pedroza will find it, and the runners at first and second now stand at second and third. So Washington looking to go back to work here in the bottom of the 6th. Oswald stares down Pedroza, gets the pitch, and the right-handed batter is in the box ready. First pitch is going to be fouled up over everybody's heads down the first base line for strike 1. For Carson Vick, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. He'd have a stand-up double that earned 2 runs for Washington in the last inning. With runners at second and third, he's looking to see if he can repeat. Count is 1-1. And he's going to foul this one a little deeper down the first base line for strike 2. Winner moves on. Idaho, the only undefeated team in Montana at 7 o'clock. We'll try to change that. Here's the pitch, and we'll go even on the count as Pedroza chases it down the first base line. And he's going to take a moment. I think that one came off an unguarded area, as Aldinger will come check on him as him and Oswald will head to the mound. I think that one got into the neck or upper chest area. That's where he's been kind of massaging with his fingers. Bent over now is Pedroza at the pitcher's mound. Slides the helmet up, and him and Oswald will have a brief conversation. Runners at second and third. Guy low in the first baseline dugout, warming up. And Pedroza will head back behind the plate. And Ty Lane's going to come out and get Pedroza some water. So I think that ball came up underneath the chin on the mask. Deep breath by Pedroza. The most important thing with these young men is their health. They are students before the athlete. That's why we always say student athlete. And with school coming up, we want to make sure they're healthy and can get back into the classroom. And Missoula Bone and Joint, we didn't have the trainer come down for this one, but in the game yesterday with Wyoming, the trainer from Missoula Bone and Joint coming out on the field and taping up Cody Brooks. So Pedroza ready to go behind the plate. We've got 2-2 to Carson Vick, and Vick's going to knock this one into left field on the ground, and that'll bring the runner home from third, and Washington will have runners on the corners, and the throw home, they're going to go ahead and send the runner over to second. So Vick at second. And Tanner Klein coming home on the run. That takes us to the 8-spot batter, left fielder Anthony Tatro. Runners at second and third with no outs. 1 run earned to make it 9-3, as this one's going to be popped into center field, shallow, and Ennis will secure it in the glove. The throw home is slung in, and that will hold the runner at third. And there's one down here in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the order to Brady Helgeson. Runners at second and third with 1 out. Garrett Oswald with the pitch, and it's going to come inside on the left-handed batter for ball 1. Looks like Guy Lowe is done in the bullpen down the first base line. We haven't seen any action on the day. Spencer Bailey has pitched through. Not even a visit so far as we get ball 2. And that's what deep in these tournaments you look to, is how is the pitching, and they're going to go ahead and send the runner down the line to the base. So now we go to Trace Townsend at the top of the order. So the umpire call sends the runner down the line. We have loaded bases with 1 out for Washington. And the pitch upstairs to Trace Townsend for ball 1. Washington earned 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Wyoming came back with 2 of their own. And we'll have strike 1 on that pitch to Townsend. So Townsend, 2 for 3 with a run, and was hit by a pitch his last at bat. Here's Oswald, and we're back upstairs for ball 2. Jack Vanderbrake in the on-deck circle. 2-1 on the count, 1 out. Loaded bases for Washington. Here's Trace Townsend. And we're upstairs for 3-1. For Vanderbrake last night, he would go 0 for 3 against Idaho. That was a tight one. 3-2 was the final. And the ball pitch will walk the batter with loaded bases. That brings a runner home for Washington, and they lead 10-3.
Number 5, Jack Vanderbrake.
So we go to Jack Vanderbrake, the shortstop. Low bases stay loaded with 1 out. 2 runs earned here in the bottom of the 6th. Washington 10, Wyoming 3. Winner moves on. Here's the pitch. And that one is inside for a ball. Idaho, the only undefeated team. They played Billings once before. Or no. Wyoming has played Billings as we go 2-0 on the count. Washington has already played Idaho. Here's the pitch. And that's over the plate for strike 1. So the 2-0 pitch gets us to strike 1. Vanderbrake 0 for 3 with a walk. Reached off of a fielder's choice his last at bat. And the pitch. This one's bounced past the pitcher. Step on the bag at 2, and the throw to first is in time, so that will retire the side. So Washington earns 2. They leave 1 on, and we go to the top of the 7th inning where it's all or nothing for Wyoming. We'll be back right after this on the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne.
Hockey Wolf and the Cross Wolf.
Welcome back to the Missoula Prep Sports Network and KFBC Cheyenne. Top of the 7th inning. Washington in command, 10-3, a 7-run lead. That's what I was trying to spit out, folks. So Washington will have to hold off Wyoming. Wyoming will have to earn runs to keep this one going, 7. It's the bottom of the order for Wyoming with Dawson McCleary, the third baseman. 8-9. And actually they're going to bring in number 12 to bat for Cheyenne. That's Matthew Semler.
Your attention, please, for Wyoming, batting for Oswald. Number 12, Matthew Semler.
So Semler to bat for the first time on the game here in the top of the 7th. Semler will settle in. He's got a bright white jersey, folks. He hasn't had a chance to get that patriotic jersey dirty yet, and we're going to see if we can get it in for him. First pitch will be a strike by Spencer Bailey. Spencer Bailey pitching a hot one here, as we'll have ball 1. He has been the man on the bump. Matthew Semler against Missoula the opening day. 0 for 4 with a run. Here's the pitch, and that one will slide over the plate to get a strike 2. Semler would get in for game 2 against Idaho and go 1 for 1. This one's going to roll out. Shortstop will pick it up in the dirt. The throw to first is rocketed over, and it's just ahead of the runner. That will be out. Number 1. We go to the bottom of the order now. Jackson Hesford. Hesford settles in, left-handed batter. 1 out, nobody on, top of 7. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and we'll have strike 1. Top of the order in the on-deck circle for Wyoming. For Hesford, this one's going to be fouled back down the third base line for strike 2. But for Hesford, he is 0 for 2, reached off of fielder's choice his last at bat. So 1-1 on the count. Spencer Bailey with the stretch. And this one will be rolled out. Shortstop tries to get to it. It's going to hop when it gets to the fringe, and Wyoming with a runner at first. Swings us to the top of the order to Braxton Ennis. Ennis, a little time on the mound, has been mostly hanging out in center field, and now Washington sends a young man to the bullpen with 1 out and 1 on. Here's the 1-1, and we'll get ball 2. Actually, only ball 1. So Washington warming up Hayden Groth. Pitch, and that one's going to get the runner to second. Ennis gets out of the way of the pitch. Looked like it was going to tag his toe. And we'll have ball 2. Nico Vite in the on-deck circle with 1 on and 1 out in the top of the 7th for Wyoming. Here's the pitch. Swung on. This one's popped up over second base. Center fielder is going to come in and holler for it. It's in the glove, and that's 2 down with 1 on here in the top of the 7th inning. Takes us to Nico Vite, the second baseman. Montana and Idaho getting ready. They've got the next game. Semifinal Saturday. Only 2 games. Championship game, barring any mathematical equations after tonight's game, will be at 1:30 tomorrow. And the first pitch will be over the plate to Vite. Vite 0 for 2 with a walk that earned him a run. Bailey with the pitch to Vite. Swung on down the third base line. Third baseman can't get to it. It's going to roll deep down the third base line. Runner from second's around the corner, and Wyoming will add a run here in the top of the 7th off the line drive down the third base line. And that takes us to Ryan Andrian with 2 outs and a runner at first. Rally caps on for Wyoming fans down the first base line. Here's the pitch by Bailey. And it'll be strike 1. So Bailey being able to throw a strike on the first pitch on the batter, that's my favorite stat in baseball. I love to see how pitchers can deal a batter on that first pitch. This one's going to be down the third base line. Third baseman will make the throw to first, and that's the game. So Washington, total time on the game 1 hour or 2 hours and 22 minutes. Wyoming following, as we still have the determination of the game today, but Wyoming falling to Washington 10-4. 4 runs off of 7 hits for Washington. 2 errors, and they would leave 5 on. For Washington, it was 10 runs off of 14 hits, 1 error, and 9 left on board. So Washington moves on with the win. Any mathematical equations? Wyoming might be done, but we'll wait and see. We still have one more to go. Montana and Idaho coming up in about 30 minutes, folks. Thank you for tuning in and listening in on the Missoula Prep Sports Network. We want to say hello, good night to all of our fans on KFBC Cheyenne, and a very special thank you to Adam, our studio engineer, for running the ones and twos, keeping me on my toes here in Missoula. Wyoming falls to Washington 10-4. We'll have Montana and Idaho in about 30 minutes. Have a good evening, folks.
Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of Missoula Sports.
What a rush!
MPSN's coverage of Missoula Sports is proudly powered by Fuel Fitness.
Always, always, always.
Tune in next time when the Missoula Prep Sports Network has coverage of your local sports heroes.